Mike Gould here, Mayor of Poundstown, USA, home to the happiest dogs on earth. Here's our 2 boot camp dogs. We're early on, relatively early on in the training, I think only 2 or 3 days into it. We're setting boundaries and structure, meaning the dog has to adapt to our lifestyle. I know I talked about, first, number 1, leash and collars are always on, never tension on leash. Okay guys, okay. They roam around, they do whatever they want. I did talk about getting down and praising them. Look, they've gotten to a situation where they like to jump on people's laps. That's fine, as long as it's one designated area, whether it's one chair, a wheelchair, whatever it is, but that will be the loving chair, right? So they can't be all over the place. They can't be right for now, anyway. So I'm gonna sit down in my wheelchair. Good doggies, good dogs, I love them. Good dogs. Now this is gonna be odd to them. Good doggy. Come on, baby. Come on. Good dog. I love here. I invited them. I got to get my little Shadow. Shadow's a little more nervous at things, a little more tentative. Plus, there's a big bad doggy over there. Not bad, really. Come on, Shadow. Come on. Anyway, the point is, good doggy. Eventually, he's going to jump in my lap. Right now, this is the way it goes. Regardless, hey, babe, I love. And this is it. When I stop loving, we disconnect physically and emotionally. Let's put a little stimulation in the world, and so we just expose the dogs to all kinds of things. What is that? So that's the movement. Perfect, relax. Now I'm done. I gotta make dinner. I put the dog down, and good dogs. I look to see where they are, and they just have to adapt to my world, that's all. They don't know what a wheelchair is. It's an animal. Good doggies, yeah. So praise and love, watch how they respond to praise. Yeah. They don't know what aluminum is, hi babe. So this one's here, a little more confident, Sailor. Shadow right now is a little, good doggy, come on, Mom, come on. And I love. Then we're gonna cut and we'll expose them to another dog. So the whole trick to this is leadership and structure. I put a nylon collar on, as I explained when you first dropped off. The nylon collar stays on, the leashing collar stays on. There can never be tension in the leash. I can't restrain the dog. So the big problem we have that developed a lot of this is when we hold the dog back, either via a harness or physically. So we just have to teach them. It's not easy, but it's possible for them to understand. You just walk by. Leash and collar on. You have to be, but I'm controlling the environment, right? I'm not just letting people come up and pet the dogs. And this is not even one of our trained dogs. This is just a dog I'm using for the demonstration. When the dogs are out of our supervision, watch, and don't be so, they're not little toys. When we can't supervise, now I have to go, I'm just going to tell them to go place. Go place. They go, I shut the door. I give them food, there, only place. The dog gets a little reward. And then that's it, they're done. So I'm gonna go over here, I'm gonna give them a treat. We make sure they pee and poop. Here comes my friend Sailor, Shadow, that's it. Now I can go take a shower, I can do whatever I want. And they can stay in there for 2 or 3 hours. It's intermittent randomly, as long as their needs have been met. What are their needs? Pee, poop, so forth. Food goes in there, dogs are happy, they go in there automatically. One crate doesn't even have to be that big, actually. They could go into the smaller crate, and that's what we'll work on. So we're doing good here. They go in play groups, they're interacting perfectly fine, but they each have their own personalities. Okay, here's my friends Shadow and Sailor. We're doing our boot camp. Every day is a new beginning for them. Every day of their life is a different experience. That's dogs in general. Every odor changes. When it rains, there's a different odor, there's different atmospheric pressure. Shadow is clearly a little more nervous about this than Sailor. What we have, I put permanent leashes and collars on. Leashes and collars stay on the dog. These collars, not any collar, these specific collars. So there's a method to our madness. The first thing is we relax. When we move, when the pack moves, my left foot will cue the dog. So I step out, good guys, good. When I stop, So Shadow's a little more fearful, so she's totally subordinating by laying down. So I kind of got to balance him down and balance her up. We want to always balance the pack. I step out my right foot to open the door, and I'm relaxed. So this is a skill that you have to practice. Hi guys, we pretend you don't actually wait for company. If I open the door and they get up, I correct them. So we correct bad behavior. It's not abusive, it's not smacking, it's not yelling. And we praise good behavior. Praise could be just verbal praise. It doesn't have to be physical. Maybe for the little Shadow, she needs a little more physical love from me, not from the owner. This is personal. So the dogs literally look up the leash and decide who's on the other side. And if they feel they're in charge of you, that's when all the hell breaks loose. They have to look up and subordinate. They can't do independent thinking. We're gonna head to the dog park. How we get there, if this was an elevator, it doesn't matter. We've had them actually on elevators yesterday. That's part of our work. We'll get that. Relax. You see this is down here. There's no tension. I'm gonna step out my left foot and we're gonna go to our dog park. The journey to the park has to be very structured, Sid. This journey, when the pack is in movement, the dogs are on our left. I'm relaxed. And when we do this, Shadow, sit. Sit. So Shadow needs a little more. And you have two dogs, they're diametrically opposing personalities. So you have to be able, you can't correct one the same as the other. So it's a little more difficult. One dog, one problem. Two dogs, two problems. Three dogs, etc. Step out my left and the pack moves. Good guys. Good. Dogs are on my left. We're heading to the park, but I forgot my wallet, so the dogs have to follow us. See how I'm relaxed? Good doggies. They're on my left side. So we give them a definite place. When I stop, sit. Sailor. Sit. Good. When I stop, the dog sits. They're on my left. If they can't be in front, they can't be to the right. They have to be on our left. Consistency is the trick. Consistency in structure. They don't know right from left. So if I put them on this side of my body all the time, at some point in the future, whether it's 6 months, a year, 2 weeks, they're going to come to our left side. I'm stepping out my left. You see birds over there? There's all kinds of things happening here. I hear birds tweeting. It's springtime. Off to the dog park. Left foot first, dogs walk. And we can cut, and we're going in the park. Here at the dog park, we let dogs be dogs. We let the leash on, but we're going to take that off in a minute. Is there a possibility dogs will get into a fight? Of course there is. But I'm ready. I'm the leader. Good dog, Shadow. I'll help you. I got to protect Shadow from all these kooky dogs. Good dog, Shadow. I'm going to let him off his leash. Good. Look at there goes. I'd put my money on Sailor. Holy mackerel. I gotta take him down to the dog track in Miami. And the leash is on, and as you can see, it doesn't really, I would take it off generally. Only because, whoa, that was a good flip. Holy mackerel. Nobody can catch that.
Oh my gosh.
Here comes his brother, shadowing. It's kind of ridiculous. But you see where I am? I'm not part of the game. I'm the supervisor. I gotta go. I want to get the leash off Sailor. You can cut for a minute. Go! Ready, set, go! You dummies didn't even see it go. Good boy, Sailor. Sailor. Yeah. Sailor. Ready. Ready, Sailor. Sailor. Ready. Set. Go! So here's our two dogs. Here's a big dog. And then we'll keep going. So this is relaxation time, but I'm ready to correct if things get crazy. Now you make a left turn. Nice and relaxed. Obviously, this is no different than New York City. If we go nose to nose with another dog, you can make a right turn. And then that's that. Then when I stop, the dogs have to sit. Sit. Shadow. Good. If I step out my right foot, the dogs stay. This is what we're working on. Right foot, pivot out, stay. I go say hello to Ashley, and the dog stay. It's energy. It's kind of funny, and it is a skill that you're going to have to practice. Step on the leash. I ask him to sit. Sit, Shadow. Sit. Good. Relax. Ashley's relaxed. I'm relaxed. Dogs are relaxed. If I'm holding him back and I'm no good. That's it. Actually, she gets stimulated by that. I got actually a funny video of her with a cartoon character, and she got stimulated. So I'm stepping out my left. She's staying here. Good, guys. And there's just no problems here. I turn. You stay there. Good, guys. This is how we roll. Doggy daycare. Left foot forward. Dog moves. Right foot, dogs S-T-A-Y. Left foot forward, heel, and we go. Structure, structure, structure. 5,